So today I'm going to be taking a look at Google's Pixel 8a. Now, of course, the A series of Google's phones is their ways of making a flagship level experience at a much lower price, of around 400, 450 quid, or a little bit less if you pick one up like I did off eBay. So here is my full review of the Google Pixel 8a. Let's take a look. So the Google Pixel 8a offers a very familiar design, very similar to the regular Google Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. But it's an all plastic build. You've got a plastic back with an aluminium frame, but you get full IP67 water and dust resistance on this 8A. The display is a 6.1 inch 1080p panel with 120 Hz refresh rate, bumped up from the 90 Hz found on the 7A. And you do get Gorilla Glass 3 protection, which is found on the 7A as well. And overall, it's a really compact feeling phone. It's really nice to feel in the hand, and those slightly rounder sides are a bit reminiscent of the Pixel 4a that I really enjoyed using. I had loads of fun using that phone, and it's very similar using this Pixel 8a. And the overall experience using the 8a again has been very similar to other Pixels that I've used in the past. It uses Google's Tensor G3 found in the Google Pixel 8 and 8 Pro, which offers flagship performance, and then backed with 8 gigs of RAM, makes multitasking absolutely fine with no issues at all. But one thing I have found whilst using the Pixel 8a is I haven't found the usual thermal issues that I found when using the 6 and the 7 and 7 Pros, using the Tensor 1st Gen and the Tensor G2. I found a lot of thermal issues, especially when I had the 6 Pro with me in New York. And then when I had the 7 Pro, I did find some thermal issues, the back heating up quite a bit when using the camera and playing the odd bit of light gaming that I would play using those phones. But I haven't had that issue with the G3 on the Pixel 8a. That seems to be something that has been addressed, at least in my experience on this 8a. Whether it's the same on the 8 and 8 Pro, quite possibly, but that's something that I found, and that's overall made the experience a lot more pleasant in everyday use. And of course, the Tensor G3 is not up to the flagship levels of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or anything like that, but it is absolutely fine for everyday performance. You do get flagship level performance, and it handles everyday games, no problems at all, on pretty high graphic settings. I haven't had any issues. So if you want the most blazing performance, of course, you're not going to get it from the G3, even in the 8 and 8 Pro, but certainly not in the 8A. But of course, if you're paying this sort of money for this sort of phone, I don't really think you can expect the top-end performance when it comes to playing games. And of course, being a new Google phone, you do get the new Android 14 out of the box, and that comes with the usual stock Android experience that you would get from a Pixel. You get no bloatware or anything like that. And again, it's a very clean stock Android experience, and you get the usual features from a Pixel using, like Magic Eraser, Direct My Call, call screening, all that sort of stuff. So making the user experience when it comes to editing photos, taking phone calls and that sort of stuff, just all that much better. And of course, the Pixel has all that machine learning, so it's going to learn your usage habits and all that sort of stuff as time goes on when you're using the phone. Overall, I really love going back to using a Pixel every time, just because of that clean software. You've got no unwanted apps or anything like that. And that 120 Hz display, that Tensor G3, just makes the overall experience really smooth and really responsive. And if you want a premium case for your Pixel 8a, then check out this Parallax case from channel sponsor Caseology. And you can also get the NanoPop and Amplex cases made from really premium materials and available in a variety of colors to suit your taste. Check out the link in the description to pick up one of these cases for your Pixel 8a. And of course, you get the new features like Circle to Search, so you can circle any part of the screen at any time to search something online, which is a really quick and effective way of finding something if you don't know what something is. Really, really great feature. And the battery life on the Pixel 8a has been absolutely fine. It's just a shade under 4,500 milliamp hours, which is enough to get me through a full day of moderate use. You do unfortunately get the Pixel's mediocre 18-watt wired charging, which isn't enough to get you charged up that quickly, but it gets you through a full day, not a problem. And you do get 7.5 watts wireless charging if you like wireless charging. Personally, for me, I don't, but yeah, you do get that on this 6A, which they introduced to the 7A last year. So it's nice that they carry that on as well. Battery life on the 8A, absolutely fine. Now lastly, onto the cameras of the Google Pixel 8a. Now this is of course an area that's essentially unchanged from the Pixel 7a, and to some people that might be a bit of a bummer, but don't forget, Google went absolutely years without changing the main sensor, using that same 12 megapixel sensor from the first generations of the Pixel up until the 6a a number of years later. So you get the same 64 megapixel primary camera with an f1.9 aperture and optical image stabilization, and then you get that backed with a 13 megapixel ultra wide. And of course, photos from this Google Pixel are to be expected from a Pixel phone. Plenty of detail, loads of natural color, nice and vibrant colors, and plenty of dynamic range and nice contrasty looking photos. And that's something that I really like coming from a Google Pixel. And the ultra wide doesn't deviate too much from the color temperature from the main camera. And of course, detail is going to be a little bit lower than what you'd find on that main camera, being just 13 megapixels and not a pixel binning camera. But overall, the photos from both the main and the ultra wide cameras are absolutely fine. And then of course you can shoot 4K video from the main camera from the Pixel 8a, and this is just regular sort of quality videos. They have stepped it up quite a bit in the last number of years. Now this is a bit of selfie video coming from the front camera of the Google Pixel 8a, again topping out at 4K. Now of course you're not going to get the top end video quality from this selfie camera, but it's going to be absolutely fine for video calls and a few home movies, etc. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And then the selfie camera, this is an area again which I said in my 6 Pro and my 7 Pro videos. The photos coming from the selfie camera I didn't find to be quite to my taste. The colors do come out a little bit muted, and I don't know, Google do something a little bit strange to the photos, making them a little bit too contrasty for my liking. But for most people, they're absolutely fine. Portrait mode does a great job at subject separation thanks to that Google software. So overall, the camera experience on the 8a has been absolutely fine. But here are a few side-by-side photos coming from the Pixel 8a with the new Nothing Phone 2a, which I will be dropping a separate video on that as well. Let me know what you think of the Pixel 8a photos and also compared to the Nothing Phone 2a. So that's my look at the new Google Pixel 8a, and to be perfectly honest, it's one of the easier reviews I've had to do. My experience using Pixels doesn't change drastically from generation to generation. I found the experience to be very similar across the board with most of the phones that I've used. But the Pixel 8a is a really great compact phone with a great camera, really nice performance, a stunning OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, and of course the battery life has been absolutely great as well. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the Google Pixel 8a, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, out and about maybe, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.